Fresno. Thank you for joining us on the Positively Fresno show. I'm your host, Janine Klein, and today I have Liset Garcia from Reedley, California, and she is the owner of Sweet Girl Farms. And she is on the Fresno County Blossom Trail, and right now, during the last couple weeks of February into March, all of the blossoms are blooming, and it's really beautiful, and she's right there along it, so we can stop by her farm and see what's going on. So what's blooming right now, or has it bloomed yet?
So we are at the very beginning of the bloom at our farm, and my farm is located in Reedley. The address is 8358 South Alta Avenue. You can look me up as Sweet Girl Farms on those socials so that you get a sense of where I am. And I'm along the Blossom Trail, and on the farm we have a variety of stone fruits so that they bloom from right now all the way up into maybe early March. And the first that we start off with are our early nectarines. So that's what we get to see right now at the farm. And all around the area there in Reedley, there's a lot of plums starting to bloom, other early variety peaches and nectarines, and it's looking beautiful.
And then also on your stand there that's on the farm right now, you have your winter season produce. And so
Yes.
that's from December to March as well as the winter season. So what do you have there at your farm that you're selling?
Right, so I'm a year-round farm stand because I thought it was nice for me to highlight that in all seasons of the year here in the Central Valley, we have such a great abundance of produce, and to me, that's what's special about the valley. And right now, we are in the middle of citrus season, so there's a lot of oranges, pomelos, grapefruits, mandarins, and there's two that I want to highlight that I currently have right now, which is a Caracara orange. It's a pink-fleshed navel orange that is a popular year after year with our customers, and it's extremely sweet because of its low acidity, so that makes it really wonderful as a snack. And then we have a local grower that I've connected with, and they are providing some Mandarosa mandarins, which is a hybrid between a clementine and a blood orange, but it has that easy peel texture of a mandarin with the juiciness of the blood orange, so it's phenomenal, and the color is just pretty to look at as well because it's a deep red flesh. And then aside from that, I'm growing a lot of veggies at the farm stand. So my focus with the farm stand is to have everything that is locally grown. And I do a lot of the growing myself, and I do flowers. So there's a lot of cut flowers that I started off doing. That's how everything initiated. And right now they're starting to sprout, which hopefully we will have for Mother's Day. I'm really hoping that that'll be the case. It all depends on the weather. And then aside from that, I do veggies, and it depends on the season. So right now there's a lot of leafy greens, and then in the summertime we can't have summer if it's not with tomatoes, cucumbers, zucchini, squash, and of course the cut flowers. And then in the highlight of everyone is like our grapes. There's a specific variety of grapes that year after year customers come back for. And you just have to come out and visit. It's really, look, as someone that's not from the valley, I really appreciate how much we can cultivate in our area, how much we can grow, and like I said, grow year-round. And that's really why I have the fruit stand, so that we can highlight the beauty that we have and also provide food to the community at an accessible price, because sometimes one of the things that customers say a lot is that they go to the stores, but they can't find what they want, even though they see it growing on the roads. And to me, that's just a contradiction to have once in the place that we are so abundant in produce. So that's also the reason that I do the farm stand, and I'm there year round. So it's really fun to get to talk to the community. And if you ever have any questions, then you can ask me. I try to take the time to talk to individuals so that they can cultivate and grow food on their own, because that's one of the goals that I feel is important, so that we can consume fresh produce that's nutritious, and also it's fun for the family to do.
And you right now have Mandarosa Juice.
Yes.
Now, that's really popular, and restaurants here in the Central Valley use it for their cocktails and their bars. And what local restaurants have your Mandarosa Juice?
Yes. Okay. So the juice, the Mandarosa Juice launched very recently when I connected with one of the local growers there in Reedley. And that's when I was able to produce the juice. And currently Shepherd's Inn has the juice and they're using it for their cocktails. Yeah, so that's really exciting. That's something that I never expected. I was like, wow, that's really cool. And then I know that Shepherd's Inn also uses the pomegranate juice, so it just depends on season and what is available that people can get in terms of juice. Yeah.
And is your produce in Shepherd's Inn's market as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right now it's mostly the juice, and then hopefully later on more produce can be supplied to Shepherd's Inn.
How large is your farm? Or do you do it all by yourself?
There's portions that I do everything on my own. So the cut flowers, the herbs, the veggies, the farm stand, the marketing, everything that you see me put on social media and whatever I do show there, that's all that I do. And then I have a lot of help from my family because it is it's two families. My family, so my direct parents, brothers, and then myself, and then my uncle who also handles another farm in Orange Cove. And then that's how I'm able to supply so much variety at the farm stand, so I can have a lot of peaches, cherries, grapes, watermelons, cantaloupes, and honey. So there's a lot of products that I try to supply, and that's how it's able to be possible with two families with different growing different things on their farms, and then myself, including the cut flowers. That's something that was not done prior to me coming to the farm, and then the herbs, and then a lot of the veggies as well. And then we recently did the farm stand, so yeah.
And you're there on South Alta Avenue in Reedley and along the Blossom Trail. And so you started with cut flowers, and then you just got more popular and then evolved into your radishes, cilantro. And on her TikTok and YouTube, she's always having fun showing what she's picking, and it always looks so beautiful. I want to eat it through the screen. And, and so tell us about your social media sites so people can see what you're doing, because you're really showcasing what it is to be a farmer.
Yes, please follow me on all social medias, which include TikTok as Sweet Girl Farms, Instagram, Sweet Girl Farms, Facebook, Sweet Girl Farms, my website, sweetgirlfarms.com. I have a YouTube channel as well. You can find me there as Sweet Girl Farms. So on all social media platforms. And I try to do a lot of behind-the-scenes work with my posts on all social media platforms, so that if people do have questions, then they can ask me right then and there while I'm actually working, and also so that you get a feel of the work, I guess, is one of the things that I want to highlight as ag workers, that it involves a lot of things. It's not just growing or putting something into the ground and letting it grow by itself. You have to actually have a love for it. It's an art, I feel, and sometimes that can be overlooked because we are so abundant here in the valley that it's like, oh, look at me, just have an orange, whatever. But it's really an art to grow all of that stuff, not only just to grow it, but also to have good quality produce. Yeah.
Where do you get your seeds, or how do you start? Where does that come from?
Okay, so yeah, depending on what type of seeds I'm going to plant, then that's where I'll source. So if it's for flowers, I have certain outlets that I look for. One company in particular, because I love to grow sunflowers, they're called Sunflower Selections, and they're out of San Diego, I believe, or somewhere in the SoCal area. I hope I'm not mistaken on that. But they have a wide range of sunflowers, and then if I'm going to do veggies, then I source from another place that specializes in veggies. So it just depends what I'm going to start. And most of the veggies, actually all of the veggies and flowers that you see on the farm are all grown from seeds. So I don't buy plants out. I start everything on my own because I want to first see what I'm good at growing by myself and what does well here in the valley. Because that's the other thing that I feel I get a lot of questions on. What does well here in our area, since we're so hot in the summertime? And I feel it's important to, if someone does want to start their own garden and start or farming, so at a bigger scale, then at least they have some knowledge or someone that has done it before to look to and see what they grow, aside from all the major crops that we have here in the valley.
And it takes patience.
Oh, yes.
It's not a hurry up. It's plant seeds, and then some of them produce and others just don't. Right? So what is the percentage you think if you feel you've done everything you're supposed to, is, if you get 75% of it to produce a flower or radishes, is that a good harvest or is it more?
So I feel I get a higher percentage than 75%. But as a first timer, I didn't have that success. There was a lot of, and even now, I've still had like major crops fail. So there's been a good chunk of seasons that all of my veggies have not sprouted, or something went wrong where I then am empty with an entire season's worth of crop. So it does take time. What you just said right now, having a lot of patience to grow things is so hard because you want to see the results, within a matter of like a month or so. But for some veggies, that's why I also said that it was an art, because you kind of have to work with it and let nature also do its thing. You can't just go and try to control how things are going to grow. And so that's been an adjustment to seeing what I should focus on. So the cut flowers, like I said, the sunflowers in particular, I try to go heavy on because, one, they do well, and then in terms of environment, and two, a lot of people like. So if I have that response, and that's how I know what to focus in. And then the other crop, like for example, tomatoes, it's not summer without tomatoes, like if you can't have them. So that's why I try to focus on that. It's also having to do a lot of connecting with the community and seeing what they want. And that's why when I explain the farm stand, it has a special meaning to me, because it really is for me to have produce for my community. It's not to just be a business. It's also to connect with people and let them have a place where they, like, if someone requested me, I want you to grow this, I'd highly consider it, which I have had customers bring me seeds, and now I'm going to start planting those seeds for that particular customer. So
what are you going to plant for them?
There's a cucumber, a melon cucumber. It's a very specialty type of cucumber, and it's a small cucumber that's yellow with white stripes. So a customer brought me seeds, so thank you so much. And then they also wanted me to grow them the rainbow beets and rainbow carrots. Yeah. So that, and just like that customer, I've had other customers that bring me specific herbs and things that I'm not familiar with that they know do well here, but they don't have the time to allocate to growing stuff. So that I'm more than happy to do that too.
How do you keep the birds and the squirrels? How do you keep them from? I've seen CDs hanging, like removable CDs, something that reflects light. What do you do? How do you keep them from eating everything? The rabbits.
Okay, so ideally, I would have a place where it's just my seating area. I don't have a closed environment for all my seedlings, and so they are exposed to all the environment. And yeah, it's very difficult because when I said that I've had a season's worth of crop pretty much just gone to waste, it was because either birds or rodents got into my trays and then they ate everything. So I still haven't really learned how to mitigate that unless I have a special barrier to put against those type of challenges. And so I just try to be more vigilant on where I place my seeds so that they're not at easy access for such things as birds to go and peck out my sunflower seeds. That's a very specific example because that's what's happened.
I have an apricot tree in my backyard, and the squirrels and the birds eat every single one. I think I got a couple last year, and I don't know how to get them. And they're all plump and fat, having all these fruits, but without pulling out a shotgun and killing them or something. But that's kind of inhumane, and I don't recommend it. But I get kind of mad at it. I'm like, oh, I want those squirrels out of here. They're eating all my apricots. But, so let me see what else. Oh, you have jams. Do you make your own jams?
So the jams that are on the farm stand, my friend Christy from Busy Ant makes the jams. However, I provide a lot of the fruit, and if not, my friend Christy goes through local berry farmers, because I don't grow any strawberries or blackberries, blueberries. I haven't gotten into that ball game. It's too much for me to handle right now. So she goes and sources from different berry farmers in the area, whether it be Reedley or Dinuba, and then she makes her own jams from that produce. And then alongside that, I also supply her a lot of fruit from the farm that we grow. And that's how we're able to have this locally made jam with local produce. So it's also really nice for me to help other businesses out, because those are the people that help me out. So I really feel blessed in that sense that we're able to collaborate, and just like I'm doing with Shepherd's Inn, where they're supporting me to having local juice. And then hopefully there's other businesses that soon I'll be in other places to find the juices. And then, yeah, the jams is something special from Christy.
And also, you can ship to wherever you want, because you have an online store on your website that shows everything that she's growing, and as long as it's not perishable and it can make it through the postal service and still be edible. So what is good to get if you live in Sacramento and you wanted to order something? What would you recommend that would make it that far?
Yeah, so it also depends on the season, but as a main thing that I ship is honey and my peanuts, pumpkin seeds, or walnuts if I have them available, because I know that those can make it through the transit. And I've shipped honey all over the U.S. and it's been fine. So even if you're outside of California, I can still ship stuff, and then I know it'll make it fine. And then currently I am shipping some of the Cara oranges, so if someone were interested, this is a perfect time to get those shipped to you or shipped somewhere else, like as a gift. I think the Caras would be a really nice gift, because they're really pretty to look at. It's a pink fleshed and they're really sweet. I actually just shipped some to Texas, so it's my first time shipping to Texas. So I hope that the people that receive them enjoy them. So as long as the products are able to withstand the journey of being shipped, because the boxes tend to get tossed around a lot. So I try to make sure everything's nicely packaged, and then off it goes to its new destination. So that's something that I recently have been doing, and if someone is interested, they can go ahead and shoot me a message either through Instagram or Facebook, and then we can get that settled. I'll give you the shipping rates, and then depending on what products you want to include, then I can give you a total, and then that's how that works. Yeah. Or if you see anything on my website at sweetgirlfarms.com, then you can definitely just let me know, hey, Liset, I'm interested in this. And then I can work stuff out and give you a list also of things that are available if there's something on the website that I might have an addition on the side.
Liset, thank you for this wonderful information you've given us, and go check out her social media and her website, because it's really interesting to watch a farmer in action, because of so much that goes into it. And like you said, we just have the luxury of picking an orange off of a tree and eating it, but there's so much goes into it, and farming is a knack, and it's an art form. Yeah. And thank you so much for coming here, and I can't wait to go visit her stand. I'm going to go over there, because I've never seen the Blossom Trail. I've always wanted to. I never knew what time of the year it was, and so right now and through the
right now, the perfect time.
Yeah, first week of March is the time to go, and it'd be really stunning out there, I bet, with all the pretty flowers.
Definitely. Yes, thank you so much, and I appreciate the work that you do, Janine.
Oh, thank you. And stay tuned, because I have one more guest, the Fools Collaborative, coming on shortly. So thank you, Fresno, and we'll see you soon.